Oh, that's great. I have to look that up now. So, uh, Frosty, of course, does the thing where during the ads it throws out some trivia or whatever. And the one for this one was, what whimsically named airstrip in Wyoming is a rather down to earth has a rather down to earth reality. Hey, what's up, Devin? Congrats on first. Uh, and that airstrip, or yeah, airstrip, is called the Greater Green River Intergalactic Spaceport. And despite its grand name, it's simply a modest unmanned strip of gravel and a windsock. Coin of the day. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is another um, coin that I got while I was in Japan with the Marine Corps. We were um, we were working with what's affectionately known as the Third Herd. They are the 34th Combat Communications Squadron out of, I think at the time, Tinker. I think they're no longer around now. But um, their motto is muscle of the herd. Oh, come on. There we go. That's better. But we were teamed up with them and the 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force while we were there. You built the green Dodge Charger? Sweet. I think I have that one. If I do, it's probably at work. I don't see it over there on the shelf. What I need to do is I need to get some. Hey, what's going on, Matthew? Welcome in. What I need to do is I need to get some shelves and put over there because there's a lot of space there where I could put more Legos if I had shelves, especially the cars. I could probably stack, I don't know, 3 shelves in there and have 4 shelves high essentially of the cars. But as I was saying though, I was with the 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force, and this is from the 3rd Herd. And like I said, their motto is "Muscle of the Herd." They have a big old Red Bull on there. Probably going to lose power. Oh, that's no fun. Um, but they have a Red Bull as their mascot, which is kind of funny because there's also a division in the Air Force called Red Horse. They're a CE division that goes in and they basically set up a bare bones base. They'll pave like the runway and stuff like that to be able to bring aircraft in and start setting up a base. And they're called Red Horse. We appreciate the support. Stay safe from those power outages, and we'll keep the Lego City safe for you. But yeah, take care, Matthew. Hopefully you don't lose power. If you do, hopefully it's not for too long. Um, Here's a little trick for people in areas that are prone to losing power, especially during storms. Um, and especially if you anticipate your power being out for a little while. Take a little cup and fill it with water and stick it in your freezer and let it freeze solid. And then before the storms and everything come up, take a quarter and stick on top of that ice in the frozen cup. And then what you can do is when your power comes back on and everything, you can open up your freezer, because make sure you keep your freezer and fridge closed during the outage so you don't lose the cold air and stuff. But after the power outage is over, you open up your freezer and you check that cup. If the quarter is still on top, then everything that's in there is still good. If the quarter has sunk down, that means that it got warm enough in there for some melting to occur and then refreezing. So you need to check your food to see if it's still good. Don't just trust it outright. If the quarter is at the bottom, that means the entire freezer thawed completely at some point and then refroze, and all the food that's in there needs to get tossed. So, for those that don't know that tip, that's a little tip for you. Yeah, this was a really fun experience. I'm glad I was able to get to do that. And when I was in the Air Force, there was actually only 3 combat comm units. There was the first combat comm, and that was out of Ramstein, Germany. Then there was the 3rd Herd out of Tinker, which was where that coin came from. And then there was the 607th Combat Comm, which is what I was in. So, and it moved to Guam, and I want to say it's the 644th Combat Comm now, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, that was 20 years ago. Literally, I mean, I left Korea in December of 2026. I left Korea December of 2006, and here it is, August of 2026. So here in about 4 months, to the day, as a matter of fact, because I left December 10th. So here in about 4 months, it will have been 20 years since I left Korea. So, anywho, hopefully though everybody had a good weekend. I know we had a late Saturday night for those of y'all that hung out, and even those that played Medieval Dynasty with myself, Kevin, Carrot, and Army Skin. We stayed up till just past 1 a.m. Central. So I know Carrot was up past 2 because he's on the East Coast. And Kevin, he's Mountain Time right now. So he was up till just past midnight. And then, of course, Army and I are Central Time Zone. So, and then we raided into GH316 doing his Stand Up to Cancer campaign for the fundraising event there, which last I checked, they were, I think, over 95,000. But let me see if I can find an updated total. Carrot's live, so let's see here. He does not have the team total up. Let's see. Scotty. Does Scotty have it up? No, Scotty also does not have the team total up. Let me see if I can search it real quick. Stand Up to Cancer. Team total. Let's see here. I'm not finding it on their website either, but I want to say they were above 95,000 last night when I was lurking about in some of the other streams. Let me ask Carrot. See if he responds. But anyway, hopefully they're doing good. I want to say their goal is 175,000, or it's either 150,000 or 175,000. So they're over halfway. We'll put it that way. So, I want to say Medusa a Sudem is like $59 away from getting her goal, and I think she streams tomorrow. So if you haven't donated and you want to donate, go out and check her stream out tomorrow and get her to her goal. If you do, then she gets to play a spooky game with Carrot and my wife, Book Loving Builder. I think Carrot's looking up the total right now. He says they fully funded the Maverick Award. He didn't say how much. But the Maverick Award is what that was their goal, whatever the Maverick Award was. Okay, dope. So, okay, so they're over 100,000, because that's the Maverick Award. So they've passed 100,000. So hopefully they can reach that 150 or 175,000 that I know some people were talking about being their final end goal. But that's good that they raised $100,000 in just under a week. Cause I think they started on Wednesday, and here it is Monday. So 6 days they raised 100,000. They were averaging roughly about 20,000 a day, but of course, as time goes, you've already got several people of your audience that have donated, and they they don't have the funds to keep donating. So, oh, here we go. Somebody shared the link. They're at $101,000, and their goal is 175,000. So let's see the milestones they've unlocked: $100 gift card for Lego, custom figures from minifigs.me at 50,000, $256 Lego gift card from Bricks and the Six, $100 Lego gift card from Jay's Brick Blog, and a custom minifig bundle from BBG Forge giveaway. So those are all the different giveaways that they've qualified for reaching $100,000. So, cool beans. Zach Rutledge has raised over 4,000. Moore's raised almost 5,000. Wow. Somebody has donated a total of 11,000 just themselves. Woo! Scotty Rotten is currently live. There's 94 builders who are currently trying to raise money. Let's see here. If you want to go ahead and donate to Medusa's campaign now, even though she's offline, here's her link. There we go. So if you haven't donated to Stand Up to Cancer and you want to help Medusa get to her goal, there's her link. I've pinned it at the top as well. So go over there, help her get to her goal as well. And like I said, that'll get her to play a horror game with Carrot and Book Loving Builder. And I don't think they've decided what horror game they're playing yet. So if you have ideas for what horror game you think they should play, give it to them. I suggested the Don't Scream Together. It's a game where you have to have, of course, your microphone on and stuff like that. And if you scream, then I guess that ends the game or whatever. But the goal is to walk through the forest, and you have to make it to daylight. So you got to pick up like batteries and stuff. And time stops if you stop moving. So you have to keep moving. That way you're not just staying in one place hoping that something doesn't scare you. So, but anyway, what we are doing today is I found a Lego City set when I was at the BX a while back. The BX is base exchange for it's for the Air Force. You have 3 different exchanges. You have the BX. Yes, we are building a jet. Welcome in, Psycho Killer. But you have the base exchange, which is the BX. You have the post exchange, which is what the Army calls it, and that's the PX. And then you have the Navy exchange, which is what the Navy, the Marine Corps, and I think the Coast Guard calls their stores. And that's the NEX. So I got this at the BX, which is the Air Force equivalent of I don't want to say like a Walmart, but not a super Walmart because it doesn't have any food. But this is what we're building. Jet versus car. It gives me vibes of Iron Eagle, if anybody ever saw that movie back in the 80s, 90s, something like that, where he's got his little crop duster airplane or whatever, and he's racing a guy on a motorcycle. All right, so let's swap over to our other screen here. That way y'all can actually see it. Also, one thing that I've changed is I have my microphone up here now. It has been sitting like right over here, just out of screen, like right there was the base. Because my coffee mug's sitting here now. I wanted to move the microphone so I could have my coffee cup over here. And so the wife got me an arm for my microphone. So now it sits up here. And I have a little bit more room on my desk now. But how are you doing, Psycho? I don't remember. Did you get to tune in for my Saturday night stream? We started about an hour and a half late because my wife and Carrot's wife were streaming. And we can't really stream together unless we're streaming together. So I guess I should say we can't stream at the same time unless we're streaming together. Because then you'll hear her and you'll hear me. Trail, what's going on? Welcome in. We missed you Saturday night and Sunday with the what you call it, Medieval Dynasty. There we go. And since y'all just arrived, just so y'all know, I did pin a link at the top. It's the Tiltify to Medusa's Stand Up to Cancer fundraiser. She's $59 short of her goal. I think it's 59. So if you have any extra cash and you want to help out her campaign, my wife and Carrot have already completed their goals. They're on extension goals. But Medusa started her campaign yesterday, so she was almost a week behind. And so we're trying to help her get to her goal. If she gets to her goal, she gets to play a spooky game with Carrot and my wife. Congrats on getting second, Trail. That's the plane, which is book 2, so that goes over there. Fell asleep on your couch Sunday? Aw, sad day. Um, Army and I had a little bit of fun. The season changed to, I think, summer, or maybe it changed to autumn. One of the two. I can't remember now. I think it was autumn. And I went down to the cave just down from where Army and I started our village. And I went to go mine the copper and stuff in that cave. And I ran into 2 bears. So that was fun. We had really no weapons. So Army and I had to quick make a couple of bows and some arrows. And we didn't have any copper because Army had used all of our copper bars to make copper knives to go sell. So we had no copper arrows. So we had to make stone arrows to fight these 2 bears. We eventually won, but it was a pain. So we actually, on that playthrough, we have Alex, welcome in. Congrats on third. On that playthrough, we actually have 2 villages. Mine and Army's, and then Carrot and Kevin's. All right, there's our little race car driver. I'll sit him right here so he can watch me build his car. He has hair for if we don't want the helmet to be on. Alex, how are you doing? How's the gremlin? This is a small set, so if we do get done early, we'll do some work on the what's it called? The community Lego build. I picked this up just randomly, and it's actually the first step is to pick this up. I've been thinking about expanding my stream and streaming more. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from a 409 prefix, and I thought maybe it was my eye doctor getting back to me with my results on my peripheral vision test. And I haven't been able to catch the phone call, and it's not popping up as spam. But no, it was somebody wanting to come inspect my roof due to recent damages in the area. I'm like, we haven't had anything in the area in, I don't know, over a year. Um, I can't think of. I think it was 2024 was the last time we had any severe weather in my area. So I don't know why they're like, oh hey, there's some inspections going on in your area for roof damage. Like we haven't had any bad weather. Not doing great, sore as hell. Not long. Gotten home from the hospital. Went to the doctors earlier about the hip and foot. They think I've got arthritis in my hip. So I've had to go for x-rays. Yay, arthritis. That's always fun. I know Book and I, we, especially if we're going to be out and about a lot, we'll wear lidocaine patches on our hips. Because I have a bad right hip that's due to an injury I suffered when I was in the military to my ankle. But the military did not diagnose my ankle correctly, and I ended up having a broken ankle and 2 torn ligaments that I was walking on for a year before they finally decided to do an MRI on it because it would still giving me issues. And that's when they found out that I had a whole bunch of damage down there and they needed to do surgery. So I feel you. It sucks. How was your your trip, vacation, whatever it's called? Hopefully that went well. Hopefully you had a good time. This weekend on Saturday, book is going to a book signing. Imagine that, book's going to a book signing. It was awesome. Very much not good for your leg though. I imagine not, especially if you're doing a lot of walking around and it already hurts. Ah, let's see. The kids go back to school this week. My son starts tomorrow, but he's virtually, so he just has to commute from his bedroom to the den where his computer is. And then the daughter starts on Wednesday. And of course, the daughter will be a senior this year. So when she graduates at the end of this school year, she'll get to find out that you don't get 3 months off of work in the real world. You just work, work, work. Is Fantasy nervous about going back with her arm? No, she's not. I mean, she's had surgery on that elbow before. So she's had to baby that elbow quite a bit. Dang, why does my forearm hurt? She's had to baby that arm before. So she knows what to do with it. And I mean, even before she had the surgery, she was still using her elbow even though the ligament was detached. So yeah, she's not worried about it. I think secretly she hopes somebody, touches her or whatever so she can, go off on them. She's got a little book in her. I think they call it Wish a Bitch Would. Nope, that piece doesn't go there. All right, we gotta flip it around. Yeah, the wife saw a video. Gotta call your mom. Okay. Tell her we all said hi. I just did the next step and I didn't even turn the page. Book saw a thing the other day. Some lady going off about, you shouldn't teach your kids to hit back. What do you mean I shouldn't teach my kid to hit back? Your kid hit my kid. My kid's going to deck yours. It's called FAFO. F around and find out. If you don't want your kid to get decked, you better teach your kid not to deck anybody. It's as simple as that. That mom was just upset that her precious baby got hit because, he doesn't do anything wrong. BS. He didn't do anything wrong. He wouldn't have got decked. There's this one boy at my daughter's school. The school doesn't want to really do anything about him because he's, I want to say he's autistic or he's got Downs, one of the two. And of course, they don't want to be, viewed as, discriminating against someone with a disability. But, there's also consequences. Lego Master of Time. Oh, you finished your pearl? Sweet. Awesome. If you want to show it off, you can drop a picture of it in my Discord under random photos, and we can show it off. but he likes to go around and pop the girls' bra straps and stuff. And my daughter's like, if he touches mine, he's gonna get decked. Or if he touches one of my friends while I'm around, he's gonna get decked. I was like, as he should. Just because you have a disability doesn't mean you're free from the consequences of your actions. Okay, wait a minute. What am I doing? I'm working on this piece over here when I should be working on this step here. Getting ahead of myself here. But the kid leaves my daughter alone, I guess because she has a RBF. It was a difficult build, but got through it, and the pearl looks magnificent. Awesome. And my daughter, she finished hers, and it's sitting on top of her bookshelf in her room. I so want to build it. All the cannons moving in and out. It's pretty badass. Wake up. Explanation point Discord. Oops, that's not it. Yeah, she was really proud of the Black Pearl as well. She enjoyed that build. People aren't supposed to be able to do anything in my rules channel. I have to fix that. You have returned. Welcome back, Alex. Something happened to my permissions. Oh, it's not your fault. There's something wrong with my permissions that allowed you to post in my my rules section that's supposed to be closed off. So I'll have to fix that. That's either something my server screwed up on, or I just forgot to set up the permissions for. It's no big deal. I can fix it later. Yeah, there's a channel though called Random Photos if you want to throw it in there and I can show it off. I caught a VHS tape. By the way, with my name, John Paul Jones gets the reference. Yeah, I do. That I do. As soon as I saw it. He was a great captain. Alex caught an epic swordfish. Sweet. Let's put it on a sandwich. Nom 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 nom. Let's see here. Found the random photos. Sweet. I think the wife is helping the daughter get her computer set up to start streaming. She wants to start streaming herself doing diamond dots and crochets and stuff like that. But she's also only got one arm right now, so. Be interesting to see how that works out. All right, well, they want us to put the top on, so let's go ahead and put our Lego minifig in here. We'll lay them down. That's a good thing we laid them down because that's a tight fit. Well, that's cool. The Pearl versus the Blue Coat ship. Let's go check that out real quick. Let's see here. Is that the one I want? No, that's not what I want. I guess I have to add the source. We'll do a window capture. Where? There it is. Why is it not showing up though? Hmm. Okay, well, I guess I'll delete that. That's not what I wanted. It's not picking up Discord for some reason. No, it doesn't have to do with the layer, because it's not actually showing up on the capture. So I can see the capture and I can see, so I have Discord up, but it's showing my background instead of what I actually have up. And when I make one just for Discord, it shows nothing. What's up, Luca? How are you doing? No, that's not it. Surely it's not a game capture. Maybe a screen capture. Let's try that. Building your own set right now? Sweet. Yeah, it's just showing up as a black screen. That's really weird. All right, how about this? We will go into my web-based Discord. McLaren Cena icon set. Sweet. I don't think I have that one. Was that Technic? Oh, my back. Wow, I cannot spell all of a sudden. Hang on, let me log in on my internet browser real quick. Where's my authenticator? There it is. All right. Looney Bin, random photos. Okay, we'll do this. All right, delete that. Where is this one? There we go. All right. There we go. So this is the Black Pearl and the Blue Coat ship that Lego Master of Time posted a picture of in the Discord. Love it. Freaking awesome. The McLaren Senna icon set though. Yeah, I don't remember that one. I'll have to, you know what? We'll just open up another tab and we'll go to Lego. The blue coat ship was hunting pirates. Icons. Was it this one? McLaren Senna icon set. So the McLaren MP4? I want the Model T. I want the Model T so bad. Actually, let's see here. Let's go back to search. My brain farted. There we go. Theme. Icons, icons, icons. Icons. There it is. Oh, I want the Hubble telescope too. Project Hail Mary. Oh, that's cool. They got the bridge to the Enterprise. That would be awesome if you could put inside. We can show off the Goonie set. I'll show off whatever you want. I have the Endurance. It's actually right up there. It took me 15 hours to build that on my 24-hour stream, but that's because a lot of people kept making me unbuild. And I want this Pan Am. God, that's a beautiful looking plane. Looks much better than the shuttle carrier aircraft. I got the Concorde. I want the Titanic, but man, I cannot afford the Titanic. I'm not opposed to her getting something. I just have to find. I just have to find someone. Wait, what am I? I was looking at getting the big McLaren helmet for my brother-in-law while we were away, but then I realized I'd have to get something for my sister too. Ah, you ain't got anything for your sister? I say this is the only McLaren in the Icon series that I see is the F1 version. There we go. It's on the shelf. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Cool. I love when they put the um oh, what's it called? Goes on the bow of the ship. Brain fart. Anyway, when they put the stuff on the bow of the ship, and they actually do it in the Lego too. Pretty cool. I like how they have the water underneath of it. Figurehead, thank you. Any other size, the cave system, I think tomorrow. I'm going to pull it down just to show you right next to the sweet. Okay. Let's see here. Also got most of my collection on the shelf as well. Some of my marks are there too. Awesome. And we're also in ads, so sorry about that. I did not let y'all know that we were in ads, or that we were going to ads. So just to kind of reiterate the ad stuff, I do not build during the ads. So if you do not have if you're not subscribed or have Twitch Turbo, there we go. Golly. It's good. Yeah. Okay. On my channel, the 43023 is what you were looking at. $43023. Oh, that's a beautiful helmet. I wouldn't mind having the helmets either. All right. So now that ads are almost over, here's what happens. So every hour for 3 minutes, we run ads. The 3-minute block of ads gets rid of pre-roll ads. This way, when people come into the channel, they can interact strictly with me instead of having to watch ads first. Now, if you are subscribed or if you have Twitch Turbo, you don't get ads. Fear not. You're not going to miss anything if you're in the ad break, because I do not build during the ads. That being said, if you wish to subscribe or get Twitch Turbo, by all means, go ahead and do. Just know that I will never require you to do that. Additionally, though, during the ad breaks, that's the time when you can get up, walk around, use the restroom, stretch your legs, get a drink, get a snack. And then after the 3-minute ad break is up, we'll reconvene back here and we'll get back to the build. Or in this case, we'll get back to watching or checking out Lego stuff. So there we go. There's my spiel. Sorry if you missed it because you were in ads. But don't worry, we didn't build during the ad break. So, but yes, that is a gorgeous helmet. I would like to have that helmet as well, Alex. So, and for those that missed it, here's the ship that Lego Master shared with us, and yes, the figurehead. Lego Master reminded me of what it was actually called. I was just saying that you don't have to worry about missing anything during my ad break because I don't build during the ads. So if you're not subscribed or if you don't have Twitch Turbo and you get ads, you're not going to miss any of the Lego build. So because I'm never going to insist or try and persuade people to try and subscribe or get Twitch Turbo, because not everybody can afford it, you know. So I keep my channel free by running a 3-minute ad block every hour. And that 3-minute ad block not only allows me to get up and stretch my legs, get a drink, get a snack, maybe even use the restroom, but it allows you to do the same thing. So, but yes, before or during the ad break, you mentioned the figurehead, which is what this is. I couldn't remember it to save my life, but yes. And then Alex put up the set that she was going to get her brother-in-law, and that's a beautiful set. I love that helmet. I want to get all the helmets. Ooh, look at that guitar. I like that helmet too. I like Ferrari. I do. But I want all the helmets. Not a big FIFA person. But okay, doke. I did see the new Lego SpongeBob set. You need it? Oh, okay. It's always nice to have goals and ambitions to strive towards. All right, so we are back to our build here. That was really cool. Thank you for sharing your Lego sets here. All right. Excuse me. I have the yawnies. That's extra, that's extra, that's extra. So I was going through our freezer trying to decide what I wanted to cook for dinner tonight. And I found this big old slab of pork steaks. So I think I'm going to cook those up for dinner. But I've never had pork steak before, so I was trying to figure out, one, how to prep it. And two, what it goes with. So you can either smoke it, which I thought about doing. It takes about 3 hours to smoke. The problem with that is I stream till about 3. So that means dinner would be around 6 at the earliest. Or I could cook it in the cast iron skillet. So not really chopped. So the pork steaks, they're cut from the same section of a hog as the shoulder or the butt. So whereas pork chops are made from the loin. So but it's cut like a pork chop. It's just on a different part of the hog. And screw it, here in a minute I'll pull down the Goonie set to show you more. Okay. But because the meat comes from the same section as, say, pulled pork, like the pork butt or the shoulder, you can cook it similar to a pulled pork in the fact that you can smoke it. Put up the Barracuda. Okay. So I was trying to figure out if I wanted to smoke it or grill it or even pan fry it. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to pan fry it, since I don't have the time to smoke it. Unless, of course, I was going to end stream a little early so I could smoke it. What the heck? Why did there we go. That was weird. There we go. I would like to try and smoke it though. That'd be kind of cool. And like I said, it only takes 3 hours. So maybe if I end at 2, which is here in 45 minutes, which we haven't even started bag 2 yet, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Um, but even if that, I really don't want to rush it because that's putting the meat on the smoker at 2, and I haven't got it prepped yet. So, um, you rather enjoy gammon steaks? I don't know if I've had gammon steaks. But what I'm going to do is I found a recipe, and I think I'm going to cook them in the cast iron skillet. And what I'll do is, um, you put it on high heat, and then you put in the oil, and just as the oil starts to smoke, you want to throw the meat in, but you want to make sure the meat's dry. That way, it gets a nice, good sear on it. Because if the meat's wet, then it'll steam it versus sear it. And then we'll cook the pork chop steak that way, and then we'll add in like the butter and stuff like that to cook it up. Then when we pull the steak out, I'm going to use the leftover juices, and I'm going to make a gravy for it. And we'll have jasmine rice, green beans, and the pork steaks with gravy. So I gotta make a cup of. I have to make a cup of beef broth though. So, but it sounds like it's gonna be fun. It's kind of like bacon, but thicker and not usually as salty. Oh, okay. That's another thing that I want to make is I want to get a pork belly, and I want to cure it and turn it into bacon. So then I can make the wife's favorite um, barbecue item, and that's golly, brain work, uh, burnt bacon ends. There we go. So they usually have burn ends, which is usually when you're cooking a brisket or smoking a brisket, it's the ends of the brisket that get the hardest because it's closest to the heat and it's always thinner, so therefore it ends up getting a little burnt, and they call it burn ends. But you can do something similar with bacon, but you have to have slab bacon, not the pre-cut sliced bacon. You actually have to have a slab of it. And our local Sam's Club used to have just a slab of bacon that you could then cut into however thick a slice of bacon you wanted. And what you do with this is you take and make 1 inch cubes of bacon out of it, and then you smoke it. Oh, it's so delicious. I've been talking my head off and a little thirsty now. So I think I'm going to do that um, for Labor Day. I think I have to go and get me a pork belly and then cure it and turn that into bacon so I can then make the bacon burnt ends. So. Oh, I don't know if y'all saw or not. So I clipped Carrot yesterday or Saturday? No, it was yesterday. Um, and it was like a little 6 second clip. But Carrot goes, "Oh, it's so tiny," and of course Book goes, "That's what she said," and I clipped it, and she uploaded that to YouTube, and like within an hour, it had like almost 400 views. We got a female jet pilot. Do we want the face of her winking? I don't know if you want to call it winking or not. Do we want that face? Or do we want this face? Come on, focus. There we go. The winky face and the non-winky face. Alex, are you able to create a poll? I think you are, being a moderator. Let me know if you are. I gotta go see something real quick, but let me know if you can make a poll. All right. All right, we'll put our pilot over here so she can watch me build her aircraft. All right, step one. We got a piece. Oh, stand by. Of course, it was spam. I thought maybe it was a doctor's office because it was the wife's phone. As I said, she's out there helping Fantasy set up her computer for the possibility of streaming. So, Alex, are you able to make a poll? If not, I'll make it. I'd have Book do it, but she's not here either. All right, I'll make a poll. New poll. Plane. Train. Krantz. What the heck is Krantz? Crane. Ship. Or harbor. All right. There is a new poll up to decide what set we do next. The plane is the shuttle carrier aircraft, so it has the shuttle and the. Can't remember if it's a 747 or a 777. Then we have the Lego City crane. We have a log train from Bricklink. We have the Harbor Master's office from Bricklink. And we have the Marisk cargo ship. Uh, Trying to think, maybe I should invite some people over for Labor Day, and I can smoke the ribs that I have as well as doing the bacon burnt ends for the wife. But I need to get the pork belly soon so I can um, cure it, because it takes 7 days to cure pork belly to turn it into bacon. So, but we get paid this week, so that means we go shopping for groceries this week. So I'll see if I can have the wife pick up a pork belly. And our house hasn't really changed much lately. There we go. It'll be interesting when it comes time for us to move. See if Book is going to try and do like a live feed or live broadcast of us moving. We ain't moving for a little while though. But we also don't plan on staying in this house forever. So Make sure y'all get your votes in. You got 5 more minutes. Right now, the Marisk cargo ship is leading. So if there's something else you want to see built versus the Marisk cargo ship, make sure you get your voice heard and vote. What am I looking at? These, that's what I'm looking for. Come on. Double fisting from the blood we've shed. Looks like you got about 2.5 minutes left to make your voice heard on the poll. The Marisk ship is still leading the way. After Labor Day weekend, my boss is wanting me to smoke some ribs for our conference at the end of September. My my pulled pork is not up to competition standards yet, but he thinks my ribs will win. Which, I'm a big fan of ribs. I love ribs. The poll is almost over. Hurry, hurry, Hercules. Nah, 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 nah. Come on. There we go. Last chance to get a vote in. And the Marisk ship won. So that will be the next Lego build that we start on. Congrats to everyone that voted for the ship. Put the Goonie set on the thing. Okay, give me just a minute. Make sure I'm not in ads. Okay. Wait a second. Did I miss something? Oh, no. I just didn't have a good sight on measurement. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Discord. Even decorated with a few extra. Cool. Awesome. Got the black pearl in the background there. Oh, that's where all the... Oh, that's so cool. I like the skull. Oh, that's really cool. Kitty! There's a kitty! How did I miss that? Kitty's got one eye. Aww. Oh, Kitty wasn't in this photo. Okay, that's how I missed it. Kitty was only in this photo. Kitty, kitty! Cool beans. We call her I Willie, and it's ironic. I pulled the sit down from the shelves. Oh, the ship. Pulled the ship down from the shelves. Sweet, sweet Caroline. Meh, meh, meh. Call her One Eye Willie. Okay. That's what I figured. I know your talk to text thing messes some stuff up. So oh, man. My finger popped and now it hurts. Nope, that's not what I need. Oh, there it is. Good old One Eye Willie. Kitty, kitty, cat. Kitty, kitty, cat, cat. So, our cat, when we adopted her, her name was London. Yeah, London. But she quickly earned the name Noodle because you would go to pet her or whatever, and she would just want like a wet noodle. So that eventually became her name after we adopted her from the pound. And now she has like, I don't know, 15 names. She's um, Miss Madam, Madam, Noodle, um, Kitty, Kippy, Kippy Cuckoo, Kippy Kippy Cuckoo. I'm sure there's some other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's crazy the number of nicknames she has. Like all the details I gave with the extra pirate pieces. I went with the cavern. I have a chain hanging off a piece of wood. Cool. That really makes it unique when you start adding other pieces in that other people can't get. Even had some of the dead crewmates of the ship that were betrayed and killed. I saw that. I like when you can add stuff to it and make it your own, then it makes it unique. I need to um what I need to do is I need to get some pieces like this with these wheels. And I need to add them to my plane that I have. When I retired, I was given a custom Lego set for the RQ-4B Global Hawk, which was the aircraft that I was working on when I retired. And I built it, but the landing gear on it is so fragile. And some of the pieces were missing, and it's hard to get them because they're the old what do you call them, the off-road tires that Lego used to have back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and you can't find them anywhere except overseas. And a lot of the Lego sellers overseas want you to spend at least $15, and all I need is two wheels, and each wheel is like $1. So I'm having to spend like 13 extra dollars just for them to ship, plus shipping. And it's like, I'll probably never finish it. So I need to find a different set of landing gear to get it to work. Put some extra treasure pieces in Willie's cabin. Even have more alcohol in the bow of the ship and the cabin. Put some cargo weapons and grades aboard. Even a broken cannon, and added. I thought that was a broken cannon, but I wasn't 100% sure. Added some more detail in the cave and some broken bits of wood, a torch, and a pirate flag. Cool. You added a lot to it. I said that's really cool that you were able to add all that to it to make it unique and make it your own. Man, that Marissa ship is going to be a big build. I'm excited for it though. Man, the wife's phone over there is just going bananas. Get up out the way. Hey, I caught a deerling. Sweet. For anybody that's come in recently, um, the pinned notification is the link to Medusa's Stand Up to Cancer Tiltify. If you haven't already donated to her or to others, and you're looking for somebody to donate to her campaign and get her to her goal. I think she's $59 away from her goal. And if she meets her goal, she'll be playing a horror game with Carrot and Book Loving Builder. I am not raising money for Stand Up to Cancer. I'm just helping my friends out. I plan to try and do it next year. Main reason why I want to do it is my mom and my grandfather were colon cancer survivors. And I actually have two coworkers currently who are battling breast cancer. One is actually having surgery this week. She's doing a double mastectomy. The other coworker, I think she has her surgery in like 2 or 3 weeks. She's also doing a double mastectomy. Because they both have breast cancer. They have the almost the exact same breast cancer. One just happens to have a more aggressive form of it. So added some sword holsters to one of the crew, and Willie gave him some extra gold bits. Took his corn off and added the bandana on his head to match how he died, and put some treasure in his hand. I even put a fancy head statue in his cabin, and a spare pirate bicorn on there. I like how it says bike corn, but I knew what you meant. I got you. My brain did look at kind of funny for a minute. It was like, I didn't think pirates had bikes back then, but it's the hat. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you meant. I just find speech to text funny sometimes because the computer tries to take your voice and interpret what it thinks that you're trying to say and then spit that out. And sometimes it is hilarious. And that's one reason why I actually don't run closed caption on my stream, because there's a lot of times where I have a really thick southern accent and I am terrified of what the computer is going to think that I said and stick something up on the screen that is nowhere near what I want to say. Just absolutely terrified of it. I did change my Frosty bot as well. You should be terrified because look at how it grabs, how it's, yeah. Yeah, facts. I love watching my wife when she streams because she has closed captions on, and some of the stuff that, um, she says and that her closed captioning catches and throws out there, I'm just like, that's no, that's not what she said. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to say I'm a seller, probably southerner, but yeah, they could be a problem. I'm sure there's a way to train the AI for a specific dialect, but it's not going to be perfect because you're going to run into instances like when I do my Cajun accent, um, the computer is not going to be able to tell you one way or the other what in the world it is that I'm saying. So, for instance, it's going to come out as gibberish. It's just that's just what it's going to come out as. Now, granted, the last half of that was gibberish. The first half was remember the time, but there's no way in the world an AI for closed captioning is going to catch remember the time out of what I said. So, be interesting if they actually went with an enough with a full shift design like this, half cave, half ship design too. Yeah, that's an interesting build. I like the fact that on one, when you're looking at it from one side, it's a ship, but then when you flip it around, then it's basically like the pirate base cave. Oh, excuse me, daggum. Itchy eye, itchy eye. Ah, that is not where that goes. I love seeing all the lurkers in here. One of my favorite people is actually lurking right now. And I won't call them out unless they decide to say something, but uh, they know who they are. So I wish they would start streaming again so I can hang out with them more. I've heard rumor that they are thinking about starting to stream again. And I hope that is the case. It was hard. It was somewhat hard, but it was also pretty easy. I've had a few builds like that where it's like, man, that was a tough build, but at the same time, you know, when you look back on it, it was actually fairly easy. But at the time when you're building, it's like, man, this is kind of tough. Oh, nope, it goes this way. It clips in like so. Last time that I romanticized. This is way too much. This is way too much. I wanna feel you. Oh no! I put it on backwards. Oh, you can barely see the flames in there. Brain fart. I always say that my train derailed. Because let's face it, for me, if I forget my quote unquote train of thought, very rarely does it ever come back. That train just derailed and it's gone. When I'm not here, when I brain fart, she got pirate ships for me, more like a shipwreck. Oh, okay. Brain fart's more like a shipwreck. Gotcha. Yeah, I always say train derailment because everybody says, you know, I've lost my train of thought. Well, if I lose my train of thought, that's just a derailment. Sucker gone. Ah! What was this to? Oh, this was to the freight train. That train. Let's put it over here. I don't like that. Will it roll off? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's supposed to sit like so. Cool. Oh, that's awesome. Maybe I can build some more cars. Because this one's too wide. This one won't fit up there. I like the skull the skull was really cool. Come here. This won't fit there, will it? I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's too long. But it does fit. There we go. Hell yeah. So you can only put up to a 6 stud on there. So this is a 4 stud car. Same with the one that's underneath. See, I got one underneath. So the one underneath and this one here are both 4 studs. This is a 6 stud. You're definitely not going to fit any of the Gen 2 speed champions because those are all 8 stud. Oh, I gotta leave this one here because it's part of this set. I gotta take that train to work and display it, but I gotta find a spot at work for it. Nobody giving up, 'cause nobody gives up. For me. We are almost done with this, and then we'll work on the community Lego build for the last hour. And I'll just, if I ever get a job, I'm too scared to display my Lego there. I hope. So, I have my own desk, and I'm actually in line to get an office, which would be great if I can get an office, so I can kind of spread out some of my stuff. Not just my Lego stuff, but my like documents and stuff. There we go. All right, there's our plane. Nifty, neat little plane. Again, it doesn't look like what I would think a plane should look like, but it's a plane. And then we got our car, and they'll have their little race. So, but anyway, I'm not too worried about the, what? Oh, that's cool. Oh, so when you go full afterburner, damn, the flames come out. Oh, what? Cool. All right, ads will be starting in about a minute. It's a 3-minute block of ads. We do 3 minutes of ads per hour in order to get rid of the pre-rolls. If you have Twitch Turbo or if you're subscribed, you won't get ads. That's not a ploy to get you to subscribe or anything like that. It's just a benefit of having those, paying for those services. I do not build during the ads, so fear not. You won't miss anything. In fact, during the ad break, this time around, I'm going to get up and walk around, stretch my legs, get a snack, and get something to drink. And I hope you do the same. Hey, Dingo. After the ads are finished, we'll reconvene back here and we'll start working on the community build. I'll see you in a little bit. All right. We are back. Uh, break took a little bit longer. The wife and the daughter were showing me my daughter's setup for her stream. They got her a VTuber. What's up, Kevin? Working and lurking. Thank you, thank you. They found an awesome overlay on Etsy. Very Dungeons and Dragons kind of esque setup. Got her a little VTuber because she's still not 18 yet, so we're not allowing her to show her face on camera. So she's got a little VTuber. Giving a close look at the pearl. All right, I'll be looking for it. Permissions. No. 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 Yeah, it says members aren't supposed to... Oh, I didn't change the threads. Okay. There we go. Now they shouldn't be able to write in there. It'll be the same on this one. There we go. I'll just have to have somebody checking into those and see. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, we're working on getting Fantasies, or they're working on getting Fantasies stream set up. Not sure when she's going to stream. But like I said, they got her a little VTuber set up because, like I said, she's not 18, so we're not allowing her to show her face. And it's a very dragon slash Dungeons and Dragons esque kind of overlay that they came up with, which looks really cool. I was really impressed with it. Okay, we got those. We're just going to want to spend the rest of the time working on this. We'll probably finish it up because there's not much left of this one. And then we can start another brick tap Lego build. So I'm really excited to see her do her first stream. I have to send some people her way to get her going. All right, move my plane over here on top of my phone or phones because I'm on call, so I have two phones. Which that was interesting. We had a commercial vehicle accident last week. Hadrit, how are you, good sitter? Dusty Old Loa. Looks like it was muted. Sad day. Well, welcome in, Carrot. You missed the poll that we did earlier. The next build that we're going to do is the Marisk cargo ship. I can be your everything. How was your stream? I know you started out doing cross stitch. What'd you go to after you got done with cross stitch? I'm also promoting Medusa's Tiltify for her Stand Up to Cancer campaign. So I think she's $59 away. Yeah, she's $59 away from her goal. All right, let me go check that out. All right, so we have another look at the pearl. It's so tall. Ah, he's got a spyglass. Why is the rum gone? Because this guy right here stole it all. That's why. The Goonies set dwarfs the pearl, really? There be treasure in the hole. Does it really? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the pearl would be bigger than the Goonie one. I mean, there's more detail on the backside of this, but I think the pearl is actually bigger. Gotta compare them side by side. Oh, I missed one of the pictures where they're in the cabin. The captain's eating a croissant. Carrot, how far behind are you on the community, Carrot? Ah! I need this. That. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know what the size difference and pieces are between the Goonies and the Pearl. That'd be interesting too. They just sit around and get paid. I do hate all the people that can't drive their cars. I don't know why I'm putting two single ones there. They could have done a two flat. I don't know why we got to put single squares in. My rich friends, I hate everyone to the bitter end. I don't hate my life. But if you hate your life and you need to talk to somebody about it, you can always dial 988. And you can talk to somebody about it. And if you're a veteran, you can do option number 1 and speak with a licensed counselor who deals specifically with veterans. So we can combat the 22 a day. Oh yeah, the Pearl's much bigger than the Goonies. I don't think it dwarfs the Pearl at all. I'm sure the Pearl dwarfs it. I like the barrel with the which golly. Weapons. Thank you. So yes. And the hull of the ship, yes. The Goonies does dwarf the Pearl in that. Yes, the Pearl has a taller mast. That's what I was going off of. The the Pearl has the height in with the mast and everything. The Goonies, yes, the hull of the Goonie ship is bigger than the Pearl. You are correct in that aspect. I was just talking height overall. Which is what I thought you were talking about. But yes, looking at it that way, yes, the Goonies is definitely a larger ship. Really, the Goonies needs to have a bigger mast because that mast is too small for that size of a ship. Of course, their sails are all ripped up and everything too, but that's beside the point. Yeah, which is fair. Completely different builds. The Goonies ship is more or less, I don't want to say it's beached, but that's kind of, I guess you can say, where the designer was going. Like you said, it's damaged, distressed. Um, Whereas the Pearl's more seaworthy, for lack of better terms. You're I'm assuming that meant ship and not shit, but hey, it still works. But looking at the Goonies, for a time the Barracuda is the largest ship I have until I got the Pearl and the Goonies. Um Shit. Train derailed. What was I saying? Oh my god. Ah, oh well. It's gone now. That train derailed. Did your ship shipwreck? Yes, the ship shipwrecked, the train derailed. That's all she wrote. Was that I've been baptized, franchised, Americanized? Left here wondering why. Hoping it would stand. Come my way. Yeah, unfortunately, that thought is gone. Whatever it was, I don't remember it now. If I want to put the Goonies in a Lego pirate mock, I could just use it as a pirate hat. You could. Most definitely could. Good Lord, have mercy. People are talking up a storm over on the wife's computer. I just hear her Discord over there. Bloop, 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 bloop. Is that One Piece pirate ship? I think that's what that one is. Well, now then, in theory, ah, how's it supposed to get over this? There's nothing there to stop it from falling down in there. Uh, hey, thank you for the bed check, making sure everybody's here, ready to go for the stream. Well, there we go. We have the maze complete. I feel like it is kind of missing some pieces to help it out, but I don't guess it's supposed to actually be functional. It's supposed to look pretty. Like, you need something here to prevent the ball from rolling off here. You need something down here to prevent the ball from getting stuck down there. You need something along here to keep the ball from rolling off this piece here. Interesting concept, though. But there we go. The maze is, or whatever. Your comment, which one? Comparing which is better. Cloth sales, plastic sales, or brick build. So, I prefer the cloth sales. The Marriott, okay. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, those are some pretty cool ships you got there. Got them all side by side. But that is that community Lego build. We have finished it. So that means the next time we start, we'll start a new community Lego build. You took the roof off the captain's area. Cool. Oh, it's got a pizza in there. Pizza, pizza. All right, and the poll ended showing that we have the Marisk cargo ship to start on next Monday. It's supposed to be the galley. Oh, okay, that's the galley. Sweet, sweet. So Monday we're going to start the Marisk cargo ship build. I will probably bring out the Marisk train just because, you know, they kind of go together. It is my, or it was my white whale. I guess now that I have it, it's no longer my white whale. It is definitely hands down the most expensive Lego set that I own. Yes, I have the Marisk train. I paid a lot for it, unfortunately, but I didn't pay as much as some people have paid for it. Because I saw it going for $800, $900, even $1,000. I didn't pay that much for it, but it is by far the most expensive set that I have purchased. I think my wife has purchased some that are more expensive, but she's also had gift cards and she's used Lego points to bring the price of hers down. There's also a sailor's cabin in the bow. Sweet, sweet. Let's see who is available for our raid. Oh, Beauty and the Geek are streaming, and I have not raided them in a long time. And they are doing Stand Up to Cancer as well. So let's raid into them, see how they're doing on their Stand Up to Cancer. And see if we can't help them out. So let's see. We want Beauty and the Geek. Raid Beauty and the Geek. I'm in the wrong chat, but that is working. Sweet. Here's our raid message. And if you get left behind, excuse me, we'll do a shout out real quick. That way you'll have the link to know where we went. All right. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Yes, the stream is now ending. I've completed the build that we were doing today. Plus we did this. So I know it's a little earlier than normal, but this allows me to also start working on dinner. So I will be back Saturday night with a video game with some friends. And then we'll start the Marisk cargo ship next Monday. The wife will be streaming tonight at 6 Central. So if y'all want to tell her what nails that she has to wear as part of her milestone for Stand Up to Cancer, make sure you tune in at Book Love and Builder. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.